Hi, Susan here. If you can hear me and see me, it would be great to know that. I've had a little trouble connecting on Facebook Live today. So if you can see me, hear me, please wave, say hi, tell me where you are, and thank you for being here. So can you see me and hear me? Okay, great. I think we're here. Thank you for being here. I want to, excuse me. Excuse me. I want to, and can you hear me too, Hillary? If you can hear me, just please let me know so I know I'm not talking into outer space, which would be great. Let me just ask you, because maybe you can't hear me. You can. Okay, good. Thank you. So I thank you for showing up to meditate with me and with each other for victims of abuse. It's a painful, painful day. Yesterday, it seemed that something really, for me and basically everyone I've ever spoken to, something really came to a head yesterday with Dr. Ford's testimony in front of basically the patriarchy to less than good effect. Although she was credible and wonderful and I felt like I knew her, as I'm sure many did, it was shocking to see that there wasn't more of an absolute rejection of anyone who would speak against her or question her. So it's hard to see. It's very hard to see. It's hard to feel. And one of the reasons I wanted to get on here today to just be with you and say hi and practice together is because when things are that infuriating, that painful, that traumatic, it's hard to know what to do. And it's easy to then take a reflexive action to strike out and hurt someone, which ends up basically hurting yourself. I'm not saying that we should not take vehement, passionate, out direct response. I'm not saying that we should hide or try to feel good about anything. I'm saying that in order to act effectively to counter what is so egregiously wrong and unjust, and I would say un-American, we have to have our heads on straight. We have to have our hearts strong. We have to stand together. So the way that I have been taught, because I can't always do it, to do that is to walk directly into what I feel that is most painful and work with it in a particular way that we're going to do very soon, to metabolize it, to turn it into fuel, to turn it into power, as opposed to a weapon that when I pick up, I only hit myself with it. I want to turn it into a weapon that when I choose to employ it, it has effect. I don't mean a weapon of aggression, of course. I mean a weapon to create real change. So today we're going to practice for victims of abuse. And I that's everybody, basically, but some certainly more than others. So of course, today for me, and I'm sure for many others, our focus is on women who have been abused, sexually abused, but we cannot exclude men who have been sexually abused. We cannot exclude persons of color and LGBTQIA or anyone who has been abused by the patriarchy, which is basically almost everyone. So though today, for me, what is uppermost in my mind is Dr. Ford and others who have been abused, we cannot exclude others who have also been abused. So to begin, I want to share with you something that I read, I think last night, that I found very helpful. It'll take about a minute to read it. It's from a Buddhist teacher named Lama Rod Owen. It's very beautiful. It's in the pocket, as we would say if we were a jazz combo. So it's called Spiritual Rituals of Resistance, Resilience, and Sustainability. Again, by Lama Rod Owen. Credit where credit is due. I'll post this, and I'll link. He's linked to on my page. So thank you, Lama Rod. Here it is. Rise early in the morning. Hear in the stillness of morning what you can't hear anytime else. If you cannot or choose not to speak, go in silence. Think of those that have always loved you. Reflect on their love. Imagine that your silence is saturated with their love. Remember those that have cared for you or who have worked for your happiness. Give rise to gratitude for them. Remember those who came before you and helped you to be alive now. Ask them to abide with you. Call them ancestors. Believe that you are never alone. Cry. Dry your tears. Then continue. Repeat if necessary. When you are tired, rest. When you are hungry, eat. When thirsty, drink. If possible, do this and think that you are taking rest, food, and drink, not just for yourself, but for others who cannot. If you choose to make love, surrender to lovers that can also make love to your pain. Create energetic barriers by imagining a wall of light around you that keeps the darkness of negativity from touching you. Avoid people who do not want to do the work of sustainability. Avoid people that intentionally keep you from practicing sustainability. If you are the person that keeps you from being sustainable, seek out individuals and communities that teach you to sustain. Swim in natural waters like lakes or ponds. Let the water cleanse your spirit. Baptize yourself in the name of whatever helps you to survive and imagine that you are being reborn. Keep being reborn. Wear white and imagine that your body is releasing old or toxic energy it cannot use or transform. Fast and ask to be guided. Read sacred scriptures and writings. Go and sit with elders. Ask them to tell you stories. Spend time with people who do not want anything from you. Cook a meal. Before eating it, set aside a small portion of it for the spirits of those who have passed. Meditate under the light of the moon. Imagine that the light is cleansing you. Dwell in spaces that love you. Burn incense. Pray. Refrain. It's very beautiful. Thank you, Lama Rod. It is a great practice that he has laid out there, and I'll cut and paste it into this. But in the meantime, let us please practice together for victims of abuse. If you're just joining, welcome. Thank you for being here. While I think I'll just repeat myself, for me and for many people right now, the focus is on victims of sexual abuse, women who have been sexually abused. So, of course, but we cannot exclude other victims of abuse, men who have been victimized by sexual abuse, persons of color, LGBTQIA, anyone abused by the patriarchy, which includes almost everyone. We include them in our hearts too. So this practice is not a way of being a friggin' snowflake or of trying to feel better. It's a way of being so, I'm just gonna say it, fucking brave, that you will look at what is so painful to you. You will allow yourself to feel it so that you can be of benefit to others. Not so that you can feel better, although I hope you will, but so that you can be of benefit. This is how we mobilize to create change. So let's do it. So sit, please. If you're driving, just keep driving. But otherwise, sit in some place that feels comfortable to you. Take a few breaths. Try to let my emotion, if it's affecting you, dissolve. Relax. You can sit with your eyes open or closed. It's up to you. So we're going to do loving kindness meditation. But loving kindness meditation does not mean thinking, oh, I love everyone and everything's awesome. Yay, I'm a snowflake. No. Loving kindness starts with connecting, in this case, with what you feel right now. And then wishing that everyone who feels what you feel could be liberated from that feeling. And everyone includes you. It took me a long time to realize that everyone didn't mean everyone except me. It meant everyone including me. So let's start. I'll name some things that we might be feeling. And if this is not your primary feeling, then work with it anyway and type in chat if I've missed your particular feeling, and we'll work with that. So for me, what I feel right now primarily is enraged. Enraged. So if you feel that, the first step is to find where it is. Feel it, which basically means in your body, although sometimes it means feeling it in the environment. That's where I feel it. If the air around me changes, but maybe you feel it in your body, or maybe you feel both, or maybe you don't know, you just feel it. So if you feel it in your shoulders or your stomach or your chest, find it. Very important that you feel your own rage, not the story of your rage, but the fact that you are friggin' pissed off. You're welcome, Shelley Grissom. Mwah, to you. Find it and begin by wishing for yourself. May my rage be liberated. And that can mean anything, whatever it means to you. May I stop suffering from my rage. May my rage be converted into fuel and power to create change. May I be liberated from my rage. May my rage be converted into fuel and power for lasting change. Now we want to think of others who are struggling with their own rage. You can think of the people here, you can think of people you know, you can just think of people, because there are a lot of people struggling with rage right now. It's warranted. So for all beings who struggle with rage right now, may you be liberated. May your rage be liberated. May the rage of all beings be liberated. I know this is a non-standard loving kindness practice, but I think it's what we should do right now, or what I should do. May all beings who experience rage find their rage transformed into power and fuel. May all beings who are enraged find their rage transformed into fuel and power to create lasting change. May you be liberated from rage, and may your rage be transformed into fuel and power. If you feel abandoned, I'm just naming the things I felt. Abandoned by your country, your politicians, your society, your world. Find that. Find that feeling of, I feel I've been abandoned in my pain by people who should care for me and about me. And wish for yourself May I feel embraced by my world. May my world embrace me. If you feel abandoned, as I do, by the world right now, may I feel embraced by my world. May my world support me. May my world see me and count me. And we can wish this for each other. Everyone is here right now who may be watching. May you feel held by your world. May you feel seen and counted and embraced by the world. May all beings who feel abandoned right now feel embraced by the world. May all beings know that they are seen and that they count. All beings. If you feel helpless, connect with that. Feel what it feels like to feel helpless. Here I am, little Susie Piver, Lindsey fucking Graham and Brett Kavanaugh and Donald fucking Trump. Are they ever going to hear me? What can I do? I feel helpless. Okay, let's find that. This is not to feel better, remember. This is to feel powerful. I feel helpless. For me, it feels like I'm going. If you're just joining, welcome. We're working with what we feel and then trying to wish loving kindness for ourselves and then for others. We started with rage. We moved on to our friend abandonment. And now we are talking with our friend helplessness. So if you feel helpless right now in the face of what's happening in the world, find it. Again, for me, it feels like something inside me is going and can't find anything to hold on to. Okay. May my helplessness become power. You can use whatever words you want. May I feel powerful. May I be powerful. May my voice be heard. May it count. And may it bring change and sustenance to others. I write that down. I'm going to forget it. Now for each other. May you feel powerful. May you be powerful because you are. May you be powerful. May your helplessness transform into power. May you be heard. May your voice count. May your actions lead to real change. Feel it. Send it to each other. Now, for all beings who feel helpless, which is a lot of people right now, wish for them that they would not call me in the middle of a meditation. No. Wish for people who feel helpless right now. A lot of people are struggling with what you are struggling with and I am struggling with. For all beings who feel helpless, may all beings feel powerful. May all beings find their helplessness transformed into power. May all beings feel heard. All. May all beings who feel helpless right now feel that they count. They matter. They're important. May all beings be counted. May all beings find that their actions lead to real change. Now let go of these feelings. You can work with other ones, absolutely, as you like. But for now, let go of feelings, particular feelings, and instead wish for all beings everywhere. Stan here used the word sanity and decency. We're going to work with that because that's perfect. May all beings, all, be sane. May all beings be sane and act sane. May all beings be safe from harm, especially those victimized by sexual abuse, which includes women and men, and those victimized by the white male patriarchy, period, which of course includes persons of color and LGBTQIA and anyone who is not an active participant in the patriarchy. May all beings be safe. May all beings, including everyone, which means the patriarchy too, be peaceful. May all beings everywhere be peaceful. Feel that radiate out from your heart, that wish. However much longing and pain you feel right now, that is how much love you have, because otherwise you wouldn't feel these things. So using that pain, that heat, that love, these are synonyms. Feel this wish for all beings to be peaceful and sane. Radiate. Radiate. To bring our practice to a close, I send you my love and confidence in you and in humanity altogether, even at this time where people are acting like assholes and loons. Basic sanity is still real. So thank you for joining me here. I send you my love. I encourage you to meet what is most painful and use whatever means you have to transform it into power, because you can do it. So I bow to you. I bow to Dr. Ford. I bow to you.